Get in, bestie, because we are headed off to class. What's up, babes? My name is siyamthandandamase, and the N is for Damase. Darling, welcome to this week's brand new video. Thank you so much, guys, for the love that you've shown me on this series. Honestly, the responses are amazing, and the fact that people are using my advice and actually being practical with it, that's so cool. Thank you so much. If you are new here, my name is Siyamthanda and the N is for Damase. Darling, I bet you're here because you want to know more about brands, how it works in the influencing industry, and you just want to grow as a creator. So please do tune in, grab something you could write your notes on, because you are going to need to write everything down, since you're going to use the information that I'm going to be giving you on this video. I'm talking figures, I'm talking rules, I'm talking how brands work and how brands think, because child, I've been in front of the scenes and behind the scenes, so I know how it works. That's why I feel like it's suitable for me to share the knowledge with you. And most importantly, I think I do these videos because people ask me questions, and I'm just like, why not just do videos on this specific topic and then just like lead the people to the videos whenever somebody asks me questions related to brands, because I don't always have time to respond to everybody, and I can't really respond to everyone one by one. So not unless you want a brand consultation, then DM me and we'll talk, bestie. Otherwise, you can't ask me something I've said on these videos. Before you come to me, before you DM me on Instagram, just first watch the videos to see if what you're gonna ask me on Instagram isn't already on a video. Are we together? Like, walk behind me, bestie. Get into it. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to leave a comment below. I'd love to hear from you. I love the comments that I've gotten so far, and honestly, I'm so happy. I don't want to lie, because it's not easy to get information out there to people and to trust yourself in that way. Like, I haven't been a very bold person in life, basically telling people what to do and how to do things. So being able to do this brings me so much joy, because I've always wanted to do this. I've always wanted to share the information just to help people that need help, and most importantly, to help my subscribers, to help my followers, and to help people that DM me, you know? So let's get brand building for 2023. Today's video, wow, girl, why you looks like I am in 2023. No, guys, don't leave me. I am in 2024. Okay, so yeah, what you can use to grow your brand in 2024. On this video specifically, we're talking figures. I'm talking how to charge brands, how it works, what to think of when you're going to charge your brand. I know that sometimes brands, when they come to you, they tend to negotiate, super negotiate, or they come with low figures. But be a person that can speak for themselves, be a person that can negotiate, because surely if they can negotiate the fee with you, you can definitely negotiate the work down. That's if they're not being disrespectful, obviously. But we don't take brands that are disrespectful, like brands that are going to say they are going to pay you 1,000 rand per post. Somebody told me this last week, and I'm just like, sorry, what do you mean? Like, I've built for so long, and you just want to come here and pay me 1,000 South African rands per post, when I charge way more than that? And the work, like production alone, is not even that much money. If you hire a videographer or photographer to take your content, they're not going to charge you 1,000 rand. They charge way more. So then what's the use of me being on the campaign? Because I'm not making money. I'm rather losing money, as well as my self-respect. Ew. Okay, let's get into it. There are house rules in here, okay? If you've subscribed already, if you've liked your video, well done to you. Leave a comment below. Let me know what you think of my look today. Let me know what you think of the series. Let me know of any questions you might have that I will answer in the comment section or in the next video, okay? So let's go. How to charge brands. Basically, how to set your rates. This is your rate card. This is the memo to your rate card. How you want your rate card to look like, from presentation to figures on the rate card, and how you present the rate card to the brand. So firstly, I just want you to make sure that you pay attention to any contracts that brand or brands are sending to you. Like, pay attention, be sure of what you're reading. If you're not sure, ask a lawyer. I remember back in the day, I used to have a friend lawyer, and I'd ask her questions when I don't understand things, and she'd explain to me. So like, just rather you ask if you don't know something than for you to sign things you don't know, because it can backfire, and you can see your work on a billboard somewhere without you even being paid for it, because you signed a document that you didn't understand. And it's not the brand's fault, really. It's your fault. As much as we know they're robbing you, but you let yourself get robbed. Are you following me? Get behind me. Thank you. Okay, let's get to the business. So pay attention to contracts and anything that requires you to sign. It's actually it's an industry standard that you get paid for the work you put out. I think also it's the rule in life. If you work for something, you deserve to get paid for it. You know, I'm not saying don't take a trade exchange. I mean, only take the trade exchange if it makes sense. For example, obviously, if a brand comes to me saying, hey, Sia, we're going to give you a washing machine. Like, I'm going to take the washing machine for one post. Do you get what I'm saying? Or if they say we're giving you a 20,000 worth of a refrigerator, I'm going to take it and then see what they expect from me. But before taking it, first find out what the brand expects from you as far as deliverables. Deliverables are things that you, or posts that you're going to do. Basically the work that you're going to put into the brand or into the campaign. So make sure you understand the deliverables, make sure you agree with the deliverables before even taking, whether it's a campaign, it's a paid campaign or it's a trade exchange campaign. Now, I'm going to advise you, if you're a new creator, right, with like 2,000 followers, 1,000 followers, 5,000 followers, I mean, it's okay for you to take trade exchanges only if they make sense to your brand and they make sense financially. Things like I was saying, a microwave or a washing machine or a refrigerator, like things that make sense to your brand and to you and the type of content that you put out there. So you can take trade exchanges, but they just have to make sense to your brand. Okay guys, please don't mind the inconsistency in lighting or in my angles. It's because, child, I'm filming under the dungeon, okay? So just be patient with me, but it's important for me to get this video out there because so many people are asking me questions. Also, I want to help, and also I just want to do the series and actually hold myself accountable because this is important to me. And whatever you do, never lose your integrity over money or over a brand collaboration. It's not worth it. I'm telling you now, it is never worth it. Okay, so then I want you to always remember before you read a campaign brief or before you read an email that a brand has reached out to you. That means they saw you and they saw themselves worthy to work with you. Are you hearing me? Like you were just sitting at home, an email came through saying they want to work with you. It was not the other way around, or it was not a thing of like they found you on the streets struggling and they were like, let me save you. No, the brand is not saving you. You are not saving the brand, but rather it's a collaboration. It helps both brands, and it's working. It favors both sides, if you know what I'm saying. So you need to understand yourself, position yourself as a person, position yourself as a brand, and know that you are just worthy. And they came to you. Always remember that they came to you. Also, you cannot lose things you don't have. You can't lose money you haven't made. I want that to stick in your head. So when you're trying to negotiate with a brand, whether it's the fee or it's the amount of work that they expect you to do, I want you to remember that they came to you. And I want you to remember that you shouldn't be getting disrespected because you are a brand as yourself. Once you take yourself as a business, no one can look at you the other way because you are a business and you are in your bag. So channel that inner energy of just being confident and knowing who you are. My point is, channel your inner boss babe, channel your inner boss man, channel your inner boss, and just tell yourself that you are worthy of this opportunity. You are worth of more than this opportunity, and you are not losing money that you haven't made because that money was not in your account. That money, you did not work for it. So don't feel sad when you and the brand don't agree and you end up not securing the bag or the campaign. It's okay. It was not meant to be. It was not in your account yet. You have not worked for it. You did not earn it, and you are not losing it because it was not yours and you had not made it. Am I making sense? This is coming from my experience because I would beat myself up whenever a brand and I would not agree, and maybe like the campaign was worth 20,000. I'm like, Sia, you could have just taken the 20,000. But my thing is, I wasn't happy with the 20,000. Maybe out of the 20,000, I was only gonna take home 5K, and I don't think I deserve to only take home 5K when I put in so much into work, because my work involves not just me, but other people that make me look good. I have to pay Hair by Cindy to make sure that my hair looks so good on all the videos for all the campaigns. I have to pay my nail tech to make sure that my nails look presentable on each and every video. I need to have something to wear on the videos. I need to pay Indoni face beats, or I need to buy makeup products in order for my face to come together for a campaign. Are you hearing me? Are you walking with me? I need to pay a photographer for the campaign. I need to pay a videographer for the campaign. So if it does not make sense, I cannot take a campaign that's gonna pay me 10,000 rand. I can't take that. I'm telling you, my people that produce, or my people that make it possible for me to produce videos alone charge about 6,500. So my thing is, don't think twice when it comes to your rate card. Don't think like twice when it comes to you negotiating with brands. If you see that the money is good and you want to take the money, negotiate the work down. Do you hear me? Always negotiate though, and be confident and be able to speak for yourself. Maybe if you guys want me to do a video on how to be confident and how to speak to yourself when it comes to brand collaborations, then I will do the video. Let me know in the comment section below. And I just want to assure you and let you know that nobody knows your worth more than yourself. Nobody knows your worth more than you. So don't let anybody tell you that you're expensive. No, sweetie, you're not expensive. They can't afford you. You're not expensive. They are broke as the brand. And chances are, brands have money. It's just agencies that don't want to spend money. They want to take the money for themselves. I found out in one of the campaigns that I worked on years back that they were taking more than 50% away from what they were paying me. They were supposed to pay me. So as far as brand new, let's say maybe as far as the brand knows, I'm getting paid 30,000 rands. But then the agency will pay me 12,000 rands. So these people always have money. They just don't want to use it for what it's supposed to be used for, and they want to keep it to themselves. My thing is negotiate if you want to make money and if you want to be in the industry. And once a brand, don't ever work for free, guys. Please, when you reach a certain level, do not work for free. And you are going to know that level. Once you've reached that level, you will know it. And nobody else is going to tell you when that will be, but you will know it. Don't work for free. Take even if it's a small amount of money, but my point is do not work for free, because once you work for free, brands are always going to expect you to work for free, and you will be getting paid 3,500 rands 10 years later within the brand. Having worked for the agency or the brand, 3 years later, you'll still be getting paid less than 5K. So now let's get to what brands should offer you. I will definitely put it on the screen, whether this side or this side, but I'll put it on the screen as far as followers, what you should be charging per story, per photo, and per video. These are personally what I think you should be charging. Obviously, I did not only just get these from the top of my head, but I obviously consulted. I've done that for years. That's how I charge. That's how I know what to put on my rate card. I consulted. And also I did ask someone that I know from the industry who works under a platform that gives influencers campaigns and stuff like that. So this is what brands should offer you, right? Or to us as content creators. As much as I'm going to have it on screen, I'll also say it on the video. Let's say, for example, you have 10, let's start with 5K actually. Let's say you have 5K followers and less. The least you should be charging is 4,800. At 5,000 followers, you should be charging 4,800 per post on your Instagram, because that's a campaign. That's a campaign. That's your page, that's production, that's your own personal styling and everything that you want to put into your brand. That's your time. That's if you film with your phone, that's your iPhone, whatever. That's your camera, that's your Samsung, those are your lights, that's your backdrop, whatever it is you take to put into the video. That's what you're getting paid for. But most importantly, you're also getting paid for your time. And as influencers or as content creators, remember that you're the one that comes up with the concept, not unless the brand gives it to you, but that's very rare. You come up with the concept, you are a videographer, you're a photographer, you're a strategist, you're a campaign manager, you're so many things as a creator. So that is why you just have to charge, because that's work, that's your time, that's your energy, you know? So if you've got 10K followers and less, per photo on Instagram, you should be charging from 3,600 to 4,800. Let's say maybe you are on 10K followers, maybe per photo on Instagram, you should be charging 4,800, and then per video, which is a reel, you should be charging about 6,500. I'm not saying charge these amount. Obviously, do what makes sense to you and calculate your own costs according to what makes sense to you and your brand and what you invest as far as when it comes to creating content. So if you've got, let's say, maybe 3,500 followers, I think the least amount you should be charging is about 3,000 or so, you know? And even from as little as 2,000 followers, you're supposed to be charging, even if you're charging them 900 rands, charge an amount of money. All these prices are in rands, and if you want to convert, you could just convert for yourself. However, I'm using South African rands because I'm from South Africa. And per story, you should be charging around about 1,900 rands to 2,200, depending on the production as well as the amount of time that it takes for you to film the story. Is it just a picture? Is it just a GIF? Is it a video? Whatever it is, did you have to put animation on the story? Whatever work you had to put into creating the story, then also charge for it basically. Then if you've got 10 to 15K followers, you should be charging per story about 2,200 to 3,000, and then per photo it should be about 4,800 to 5,900. then if it's a reel, which is a video on Instagram, it should be about 6,500 to 12,300. That's what brands are supposed to be giving us. But obviously we know that brands are not going to want to give you that money straight up. They're going to want to negotiate, which brings me to my point of negotiation. Always negotiate. If you feel like the work is too much, negotiate down the work, the amount of time it takes to produce, the amount of requests or things that are needed to be in the video. And always, the reason why I've put from the least amount to the highest amount is because on your rate card, I want you to put the highest amount, because brands are always going to negotiate. Whereas if you put 6,500, they even can negotiate that 6,500 down to 3,000. And now you are running at a loss than making money. So rather put the big amount. So when they negotiate, you still land within an amount that makes sense for you. So let's say, for example, if you have 10,000 followers on Instagram to 15,000 followers, put on your rate card that you're going to charge per reel 12,300. Then when a brand negotiates it down, let's say maybe they'll negotiate it down to 10,000 rand, that money still makes sense to you and for you to take the campaign, instead of just doing it the other way around. Work smart, not hard. That is what I do. That is what I've always done. So work smart, don't ever work hard, because these brands don't want to be working hard and they don't want to be paying you for your hard work. Okay, so if you've got 25 to 50,000 followers on Instagram, you should be charging about 5,700 per story on Instagram, depending on the amount of views. But if your views are lower, then about 4,800 and less, depending on what makes sense to you as a brand. And then per photo on Instagram, it should be around about 9,500 to 12,300. That's per photo on Instagram, right? And put the big amount. Still, don't put the small amount on your rate card. Don't say from this amount to this amount on your rate card. Put the big amount on your rate card so that they know this is just how much you charge. If you put the small amount, they'll go with the small amount. They'll say that's the budget. Let them know why you're charging that much amount of money, because let them know if what goes into production, literally step by step, your time and everything else. If you have around about 50,000 followers to 100,000 followers, you should be charging around about 5,700 per story. That's the least amount, as well as 11,000. So obviously, because I put from small to big as far as followers, I did the same thing with the amount of money that you're supposed to be getting paid. So 50k to 100k, 5,700 per story, to 11,000 rands. And then per photo, it should be about 12,300 to 22,000 or 20,000, depending on what makes sense to you and the production cost. For a reel, it should be around about 19,000 to 24,000. Are you walking with me? If you guys want me to do a rate card for YouTube, let me know and I'll do that. This is just for Instagram, and I think you can also use it for TikTok, because Instagram and TikTok are almost similar. The only difference is that there's no pictures. So just only take the video amounts that I've put here. And then if you've got 100k to 200k, should be charging about per story 11,000 to 15,200 per story on Instagram. That's depending on the production, like I said earlier. And then if you are posting a photo, it should be about 22,000 to 29,000. And then if it's now a video, which is production, it should be about 24,000 to 57,000. Remember, they saw you worthy. They came to you and they saw your audience. Obviously, I'm not saying do not negotiate, because brands are always going to negotiate. So be open for negotiation, because I think this is how the industry works. And you want to build relationships with these people. You need them as much as they need you. Brands and influencers and content creators need each other, not the other one needing the other more than the other one. Because you are producing your work already, you are working already, and other brands are seeing you and they know of you and your work. All right, so if you are on 200,000 followers to 300,000, should be about 15,200 to 19,000 per story. And then per photo, it should be about 29,000 to 47,200. Then per video, it should be about 57,000 to 67k. Now that's per video on TikTok or per video on Instagram. However, these prices in South Africa, I don't think a brand would be willing to pay this much amount of money. I know of a few brands actually, but not all brands would be willing to pay that much amount of money. So if they're giving you a campaign, do what makes sense to you as a brand. Multiply whatever you need to multiply, subtract whatever you need to subtract. Because if it's a campaign, then now it's now a package, and you should be literally checking how many posts they want from you. So let's say maybe they want you to do 3 posts for a campaign, and it's a 3-month campaign. That's 1 post per month. Do what makes sense to you. Multiply your charge per post by 3 months. And then also maybe if you want to offer them a certain amount off, you can still subtract and offer them that much amount off. But my point is, that's how it gets calculated as far as how much you charge per campaign. But also just do what makes sense to you and to your brand. Don't overcharge, don't undercharge, just try to do what makes sense. Okay. All right. So then if you are on about 300,000 followers, a story should be about 19,000 rands plus. And then if it's a photo, 48,000 rands plus. Then if it's a video, it should be about 67,000 plus. Now that's you being like top tier influencer, like on the top tier of it, you know? So I want you to use this video and apply it on TikTok. You can apply it to your TikTok, because TikTok and Instagram is the same thing. It's reels and it's videos on TikTok. You can just do that and apply the same rates like I said on the video earlier on. My point is, check how long the campaign is for, and check how many posts the campaign requires you to do, how much production that's going to be, whether it's a campaign or it's just whether it's a big campaign, or it's a small campaign. Just charge accordingly and make sure that you don't feel overwork, right? Another thing is, there's a new thing in the industry, which is like usage, where brands where you have to charge for usage, where brands say, okay, we see that you charge this much for your page, but now we just want you to create for our page. Now, if they just want you to create for their page, you are now freelancing, and obviously look at how much time and production that's going to need and charge accordingly. And it applies, it's the same principle, honestly, because even with their page, it's also going to be per post and it's going to be per video. So it's going to be production still, it's going to be photos still, it's going to be posts still. So just do what makes sense for your brand. But my point is, think about it and research. Ask people. We are here to answer you. Well, I am personally, because apparently other people buy a podcast, but I'm here to answer you. And that is why I was like, you guys must first watch these videos, then ask me questions on whatever it is that you have questions on. So if you are freelancing, it works quite similar but not the same, if you know what I'm saying. So if you've got questions on any of that, or a brand has approached you just to create for their page, let me know in the comment section, and I will see how many people have asked that question, then see if do I need to do a video or basically just respond to you as an individual. But we charge for usage as creators. You definitely have to charge, because those people are going to be using your face on their page to advertise their product or their company for a certain period of time. So obviously that's now a campaign, and you obviously have to charge for it and charge accordingly, okay? You need to also pay attention to how many years or how long the campaign is going to be for. Is it months? Is it weeks? Is it years? So you charge accordingly. Like I said, you could also charge for usage, you know? So you want to be woke. You don't want to sleep on that. And you want to make sure that you are benefiting as much as the brand is also benefiting. Yeah. And if a brand is renewing a contract, make sure that you read the terms and conditions again, and most importantly, make sure that you get paid again. You should be getting paid above the amount that you got previously, but it shouldn't be that much of a difference, if you know what I'm saying. So maybe if you were getting paid about 10,000 in 2023, now it's 2024, and they want to renew your contract, you should be getting a raise of about, maybe let's say they are going to pay you, maybe if they're paying you 10K, maybe around about 12.5 or 13K or 13.5, around about those amounts really. But also, like I said, do what makes sense to your brand and ask questions, because there's people that specialize in these things and they are more experienced than I am. But I was just giving you basics and advising you according to my knowledge, if you know what I'm saying. So yeah, and also, like, I'm not going to give you guys everything on this video because this is a brand consultation. Okay, so make sure that you keep your rate card as professional as possible, because you always want to be presentable. You always want them to believe that you are a business. You want them to take you seriously. So always just present your rate card properly. And another thing I wanted to speak about is the fact that I mentioned that you can do your rate card on Canva. I will show you guys templates of rate cards or an example of a rate card on the screen. So hopefully you are going to get an idea of how it's supposed to look like. Make sure to screenshot wherever I've spoken and shown you slides. Just make sure to screenshot so that you are on the same page with me. And whenever you've worked with a brand, just make sure that you put that brand in your media kit, so that it's your CV basically. It's a reflection of your work and what you've done with what brands and when you've done that work. Raise your rates. Wow, raise your rates. Raise your rates when you see that your engagement is going higher, when you see that your followers are moving. Basically move with the times and move with your following, move with what your page say, because your page communicates with you. Your page tells you that you have grown now. You've added 10,000 more followers. So obviously the rate card is also supposed to go up. In you raising the rate card or raising the rates on your rate card, you have to make sure that your content improves, whether it's in concept or it's the quality of your content, or it's basically, but you want people to see the growth as well and the people that follow you, so you get more followers. Don't just take whatever price comes. If it doesn't make sense, always negotiate, because brands are always negotiating. And don't just build a brand, build a business, okay? Because that's what it's all about. You becoming a business and them seeing you as a business. But obviously you have to take yourself as a business before you expect somebody else to take you as that. So use the tools that I've actually told you guys about. Register on Webfluential. I know people normally have negative things to say about Webfluential. I'll put the link in the description box. But I've got great things to say about them. Honestly, I've always gotten campaigns that pay me my worth. I've always negotiated with the brands. I've always negotiated with the brand managers there. I'll put the link in the description box. Just register on the platform so that you can get brands and you can get collaborations. However, if you are new to content creation, I just want to emphasize this. Don't listen to people that have been creating for years that are telling you to not take brand collaborations that are trade exchanges. Take them if you're still building. Create reels, because you're going to put that on your CV that you have, or brands that have shown interest to you. Samsung, I've done a collaboration with Samsung on this and this. Don't say it was a free or it was a trade exchange. Just say you've collaborated with Samsung. Only you and Samsung are supposed to know what's going on between you guys. Most importantly, only you and the brand are supposed to know the terms and conditions of a campaign, and not any other external brand, because they will come and apply the same strategy you used previously to try and make sure that you charge less. Hopefully you've enjoyed the video. Let me know what you think of this series in the comment section. Honestly, guys, it's not going to be easy, but I'm telling you, it's going to be worth it. And I just want you to make yourself proud and get behind me and get into your bag, because get in bestie. We're not building brands, but we're building businesses too. So yeah, all the best, guys, for 2024. Hopefully you use the points. Subscribe, like for more videos. I appreciate you guys so much. For myself, siyamthandandamase, and the siyamthandandamase, darling, this is goodbye. I'll see you guys on my next video. I love you guys so much, and thank you for all the love that you have shown me. Bye.